Oh la
Sex with Michele James. If you have the urge, you could just go ahead and rub one out. Hello, and welcome back to Sex with Michele James. I'm your host, Michele James. I hope you tuned in to our last episode where we had our guest, Nicolette Pulowski, where we talked sex education. I hope you guys learned a thing or two, but today we have something just as exciting in store for our show. We have Sherry Solace. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm really sorry, Sherry, if I'm not, but she is senior editor. Shaulis. Okay, it is. I just got confirmation that it is Sherry Shaulis. Wow, tongue twister. She is senior editor, and I'm assuming she writes about the pleasure products, right? Okay, for AVN. So she's going to be our guest today. She will be Skyping us, right? Skyping us here shortly. So, yeah, let's talk more about sex, because that's what we're here to talk about, right? All right. Readers' questions with Michele James. Let's get to it. First question we have today is it all acting, or do you get any sexual pleasure while shooting a scene? Okay. Obviously, being a porn star, our job is to perform. We are performers. But that is not to say that we don't get to have fun. Sometimes when you're on set, it does feel like work. It is a little monotonous. Sometimes I'm on set in the middle of fucking summer in Miami in a shoot house. It's nothing but windows and it's over 100 fucking degrees and I have a sweaty body on top of me and I would really just like to shower and eat and sit in a fucking air-conditioned room or be in a swimming pool. So there are some days where it does feel like work and it is acting. But most of the time, I'd say a good like 98% of the time, I am enjoying it and I am getting pleasure constantly because I want to have a good time on set. I don't want it to feel like work. I want it to just feel like fun and them just have like someone just be recording the whole time. Like I'd rather just feel like I'm at home chilling, having sex, and someone's just standing there with a camera. Next question. What do you say to people who say porn is demeaning to women? Oh, this question. To those people, I say, fuck you. Because it is not demeaning to women. And the people who say that have absolutely no idea what the industry is and what it represents. And if you talk to any adult performer, they would tell you the exact same thing. And porn is actually empowering to women. At least from my personal experience. I can only speak for myself, obviously. But to me, I do not feel porn is demeaning to women. To me, it's not. I think it is super empowering. I get to run my own business. I am a business owner. I am a badass bitch. No way is it demeaning whatsoever. And to those people, you need to come talk to me, go talk to other stars because you are spreading fake news, as our president would say, fake. You're all fake news because that is fake news. Porn is empowering to women. Absolutely. Especially because we do porn voluntarily. And that's like a big misconception. People are always like, oh, they're forced into doing porn and these women don't make a choice. Are you fucking kidding me? Because you've obviously never been to a porn set. You see the finished product and you think, oh my God, he's being so rough with her. Meanwhile, when we cut between scenes, I'm like, can you fuck me harder? Like, can you choke me out next time? Like, harder, please. Like, you people see the final product and you think that there is no consent or discussion beforehand, like, at all. So maybe you should consider talking to someone who does porn for a living, and then you would know. Good question. So thank you. Moving on. What do you say to people who say porn is giving men an unrealistic view of sex? That is a very loaded question. Because I guess there is porn out there that can give not only men, it can give everyone an unrealistic view of how sex is. I've done scenes that are super hardcore. I mean, I worked for kink.com. Great site, by the way. Amazing people. Just the whole studio as a whole is great. Kink is amazing. But they do very, very hardcore bondage. And people who watch that, they're like, oh, that's so unrealistic. Like, there's no way I'm going to be hogtied, in real life having sex with my partner. And I get that. But you have to realize that porn is a fantasy, that we're selling a fantasy. So most of the time, it's going to be unrealistic, but we are given the means for it to be realistic because we have the budget and the performers and the consent to do so. I guess what I say to the people who think that it is unrealistic is to tell yourself in the back of your head that this is porn and that this is a production and it's a fantasy, that not everything you see on film is to be taken at face value. You have to stop and think that there is consent beforehand and that everyone's okay with what's happening. And you need to experiment your own sex life for yourself. Like, don't come off the bat and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do all these crazy positions when I first start having sex with someone. It doesn't really work that way. Just get a feel. Just do what you feel is right. Like, you can take ideas from porn, but make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. Like, don't think that you're a master at tying knots and that you can tie women up, because that is very dangerous. Like, you could really hurt people by taking porn at face value and just saying, oh, I'm going to do it. So please take your time. If you need to talk to an expert on how to do these things, if you need to go take classes to learn how to do bondage and all that, please go do so, because the work we do, there are professionals on set that professionally tie us up, that we know the risk and reward for doing these things. So please, 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 please do your research before you try to do anything that you see us do on film, and realize at the end of the day, it is a fantasy. We are performers, like, we're paid to do this. So please just be very, very, very careful in your personal life when watching porn, I should say. Next question. What else would you be doing if not this? That's also a very loaded question, because I'm not completely sure where I would be if I was not doing porn. I guess I would go to something that I generally enjoy doing as a hobby, which would be like probably going back to flight school. I shouldn't say going back, because I was never there, but I would probably attend flight school, learn how to fly a plane, because I would love to be a pilot. So that's probably what I would be doing if I wasn't doing porn. And don't try to be like, oh, we can still do that. Like, you have time. Like, don't tell me how to live my life. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to milk this fucking badass body until I'm old and disgusting. Then I'll figure it out from there. But as of right now, I'm full head over heels into porn, and I have no plans on stopping. So there's that. Next question. What's the most awkward moment you've ever had on set? Oh, I might have to take a second to think about this one. I don't know why I didn't read these and think of this before I went on air with it, but wow. God, there's so many awkward moments, but they're not really to a performer, it's not really awkward, because it's just it's shit that happens on set. It's a product of the environment. You can't expect to go to set and have an amazing day, because most of the time, you do, but there's going to be times where you run into things, especially, and I'm not a huge anal performer, but I've heard a lot of horror stories about girls' first time doing anal, or doing anal in general, and it being a freaking mess. Can't say that that's happened for me, and that's not what the question was. I get that. My most awkward moment, I'll have to get back to you on this, and if that moment comes up and I have a better one in the future, I will be sure to come back and re-answer this question. All right, last question. What are the biggest misconceptions you think people have of people who make porn? That we're disgusting humans. That's the biggest thing. Everyone thinks that we're gross. People think we have no morals. People think we're bad people. People think we're sinners and we're going to hell and all of these things. But truthfully, I'm just a regular ass bitch. And so is everyone else who performs. Like, yeah, we have sex on camera and our buttholes are on the internet for everyone to see. But, like, at the end of the day, I still go to Whole Foods and go grocery shopping. I still have to go to the freaking ATM to get money out. I still have to go to the post office to mail my bills. Like, we are just normal people. Like, we just literally go to work 8 hours a day like everyone else does. We do our job and we go home. We're not bad people. Like, we have sex a lot. I mean, I don't see why there's such a huge stigma around sex work. Like, we're normal people. We're not out to fucking steal your husband from you or ruin your husband's life because he can't stop watching porn or can't stop buying our porn. Like, that's not our fault. Like, we just create the product, and what happens with the product is all up to you after that. Like, it's not my fault. I go to work, I have sex with someone really cute, I get paid, I go home. So I guess the biggest misconception would be that people consider sex workers bad people, and we're really not. And you should come hang out with us, or you should listen to this podcast. Like, if you have friends that are like, ew, sex workers are disgusting, you're all sluts, meh. You can tell them to come listen to this podcast, to follow me on Twitter, to add me on Snapchat, because I will show you that I'm just a regular ass, bougie ass bitch. And that's all I have to say about that.
You're listening to Sex with Michele James on the Pittsburgh Current Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We have a guest here, not physically here, but on Skype. Her name is Sherry Shaulis. And Sherry, why don't you introduce yourself for us?
Okay. I'm actually the senior editor of pleasure products for AVN Media Network, which is a really fancy way of saying that I write about sex toys for a porn company.
That is amazing. But I do have a burning question for you.
Ask away.
Do you try the products? Obviously, you have to, right?
Some of them, yes.
Some of them. Damn it. I'm so disappointed. I would indulge so much.
Well, because part of the job is, first off, I've been doing this for over a decade.
Oh,
so,
wow.
There's quite a few companies that I'm like, all right, I know who you are, I know what you do.
Yeah.
But it's not just using the products. A lot of times it's testing the claims. So I'm part reviewer, part mad scientist.
That is amazing. I would have never thought that you had to actually, like, wow.
Yeah. So I boil products. I cut them open. I set them on fire.
No, that's so smart. Like, you guys are laughing, but that's so smart, though. Because I've literally, a woman in the industry actually had a sex toy, and you just plugged this, like, little, I don't know, this little port right into it, and she was using it on cam. And it busted open. It was like battery acid, and it like burned the inside of her vagina. And for like weeks, she could have physically like not even hardly go to the bathroom because she was burnt. Like, her vagina like had chemical burns on it from whatever was inside the product, and it erupted. And it was like an internal sex toy. Like, it wasn't just outside. So yeah, she was pretty messed up from that. So that's great that you do all that testing. Wow.
Yeah. As I say, most reputable manufacturers, they're going to do quality control on their own. There will be times that there's freak accidents and things like that. But for the most part, you know, I'm that person that if somebody tells me, oh, we have this great new toy and it's silicone and it only costs $5.
Oh,
I'm
God.
Say,
yeah.
Bull. And that's when I try and set it on fire and go, yeah, no, it's not silicone.
Wow. So, Sherry, tell me, what is the best part of your job in your opinion?
Oh gosh. I mean, you mean aside from all the free sex toys?
I mean, yes, you get to keep them. Like,
yeah, actually I do. And then it's nice because, you know, so most of my friends though are sick of sex toys for Christmas and birthdays, and you know.
Then you need to get new friends. Like, I'll be your friend. You can give me sex toys for Christmas.
Good. We'll send a big box out.
I would like a party basket of sex toys, please. The best ones, always.
We actually did that. We put together a special gift basket because we're also the company AVN. A lot of people will go, "What? The water company?" No, we're the adult company, but most people know us when I say the porn awards in Las Vegas in every January.
Right.
that's us as well. So we did put together a big gift basket of sex toys this past January for our musical guest. It was Cardi B.
Stop. That is amazing. I was
Yes.
there. I love Cardi B.
Yeah.
That is great that you guys made a basket for her.
Yeah, she checked into the hotel and, we had a nice big basket of like, essential oils and chocolates and sex toys. So she was very happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. On the contrary, what's the worst part of your job, if there is one?
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it can be a little trying at times when complete strangers or brand new acquaintances find out who I am and what I do, and then they start to immediately share every detail of their intimate sex life with me.
Same.
Which is great, but sometimes there's just I just want to sit there and eat my pancakes.
No, 100%. Like people just think like you're constantly consumed in like what you are. Like I'll literally like be out at dinner and like guys are blowing up my Snapchat like, oh, I wish I was bending you over right now. I'm like, I'm just trying to eat my pizza and I have to read this. Like I'm uncomfortable.
I'm enjoying bottomless fries. Back off.
Back up.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you watch porn in your personal life?
Yes.
You do.
But this is the difference. Most people watch what's current. They're watching the most recent clips and things like that. I actually, so that I'm not looking at it critically to kind of rate it and judge it for the awards, I actually find myself, I watch porn from the 70s and 80s.
I mean, that's smart. Because that's how I feel sometimes though. Like when I watch porn, I'm like, oh, that's my friend. Like I feel kind of wrong for watching it. You know what I mean? Like it's my friend, but like I'll tell them openly, like, hey, I like beat off to your porn last night. But like at the same time, it's like, but it is my friend. Like, should I really watch this one or should I just try to find something else? Because at this point, you know everyone.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, I had a conversation last night with a couple of the guys from the industry, and they were curious. It's like, how well do you know the guys? And I said, I can tell who it is by the shape of their penis.
Oh, and absolutely.
The way that they jack off.
Yep.
Each guy has a different way to.
Yep. You can tell by the way they breathe / moan into the fucking camera when it's like POV. You can tell by like how they're actually like setting up for pop. Like you can tell who it is, and then just by the dick naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the easiest thing to do is just go through Pornhub and you're like, oh, that's so and so. Yep. Don't even have to see your face. I know your dick. Like that's how we recognize people. Girls, I mean, it's easy because you see their face. Yeah. Guys, you got to recognize them by their penis. I mean, it's really not a bad thing to be recognized by, but
no, there's worse things. There really is. There's worse things.
Absolutely. What is a typical day like for you at work? Do you work from home? Are you in an office? What's the deal?
No, I'm in an office. I'm in my office right now. I sit behind a computer pretty much, 8:30 to 4:30 roughly. And it's just that, behind me and in front of my computer are sex toys and porn, It was an adjustment when I first started here because in the beginning, I would sit there and I would have on like news sites, like websites and things like that, like, like Yahoo News or CNN or something like that. And somebody would walk past my desk and I'd be like, oh crap, hurry up. I got to put it back on porn so that I don't get in trouble.
So the complete opposite of how day to day is. Like normal people at work are like looking at work and they have porn pulled up on the side and someone walks by and they're like, oh shit, close. What's up, Jim? Didn't see you there.
It's like, oh shit, I was checking Facebook. I'm sorry. I'll get back to watching porn. So yeah.
That's so funny.
But it's different. Like I said, I still keep up on current events, especially because a lot of things affect the adult industry. Politics affects it. Who's in the
absolutely.
Who's in state offices and city offices and, nationwide. We need to keep up on these things. So it's a balance of I'm on my computer constantly and I'm either writing reviews, writing stories, publishing press releases, doing interviews, things like that. Or I'm trying to keep up on current events on things like, latest testing protocols for STDs and HIV, keeping up on, possible decriminalization of prostitution and sex work, things along those lines. So
that is incredible.
Yeah. So we're pretty informed. It's just, on topics that a lot of people don't think about.
So aside from doing the actual reviewing of the toys, you are all indulged in the rest of the industry as well.
Yes. I write about the internet side. I write about the movie side, the performing side, the performer health side. If it has anything to do with the adult industry, I write about it at some point.
That is
And then,
amazing.
like I said, it's just like, I sit in an office, I do my job. We don't have naked people running around normally.
Normally.
Every once in a while, Um, but yeah, that's it. I like, I'm not in the bathroom constantly trying sex toys.
Yeah.
I'm not, we're a professional organization. We really are. It's just that, we host a really big party every January and celebrate people who do get naked and have sex on camera. So
Love that for us. Love that.
yeah.
Okay. As far as the industry goes, do you see anywhere that could use improvements? Do you have any negative views of the industry, or do you think it's primarily all positive from where you stand with your position in the industry?
I think it's a positive thing, solely because it's one industry where people are very honest. They're very open. You have to communicate. You have to communicate often and clearly, um, because you're involving your body. This is this is
Absolutely.
your career that's involving your body. Your physical being is your livelihood. So I've noticed that this is an industry where um, people tend not to keep secrets. It tends to be very easy to have conversations about difficult topics, and that's translated well into my personal life.
Mhm.
I have a stepdaughter, so when she asks those squeamish questions about where do babies come from and everything, man, I'm on it.
Yeah, no, that's
Not
great.
too graphic in the details, but it doesn't faze me. It doesn't embarrass me. So it's taught me that, and I understand it's that way for a lot of people too, but it's also taught me um personally, to kind of not really care what other people think. There are
100%.
plenty of people who are going to hate me just because of the job that I do. Never mind that my job is nothing, it's not who I am, it's just what I do for a paycheck. Because I work within the sex industry in any capacity, there are people who are going to condemn me for that and think that I'm a horrible person.
So you've had hate from just your job alone, not even actively performing. Like you don't get naked on camera. You
No, I
are
do
in the
not.
outskirts and you get hate.
Yeah, no, I've gotten hate mail. I've been told I'm going to hell. I've been told, I've been called, you can't even imagine some of the names that I've been called, but
I am
because
dumbfounded.
I associate with performers, because I watch people have sex on camera, because I write about sex toys, they think I'm a horrible person. So you learn to you learn real quick how to develop a thick skin and how to let a lot of things slide and how to let things go. You learn who's important and what's important real quick.
Absolutely. And I am just thinking it's always only us, like the performers that physically like
No.
do the work that are like the only ones who get hate. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's anybody tangential to the industry, and that's a shame. And that's part of why I'm a bit of an anomaly in the industry, because I use my real name.
Oh,
A lot of people, even a lot of the writers, they
they use
have
stage names.
pseudonyms that they use.
Mm-hmm.
And I came into this industry knowing full well what I was going to be doing, what I was going to be writing about, who I was going to be hanging out with. And my family knew. I had told them from the start. And when I came in and they asked me, they said, okay, what name do you want to use? And I said, I'm going to use my name, because I was a writer and a professional journalist before, for other mainstream publications, before I
Mm.
came here. And I said, if I'm embarrassed to put my name on it, why am I entering the industry? So
I
I see
respect
no
that.
shame in it. Yeah,
I
I have no
respect
shame
that.
in it. So, of course, then it makes
Incredible.
it easier for the haters to find me. But
You know what we all say to the haters?
yeah,
Fuck off.
you say it much nicer than I do.
Ugh, I have no filter at this point.
Yeah,
People have laid into me for almost 2 years now, and they don't hold back. So I don't hold back to them either. I'm
yeah.
done playing nice sometimes. All right, Sherry. Moving on to our next question. How did you
Mhm.
become senior editor? Where did you start? How did you get the position? Was it all easy to you, or was it
Actually,
a climb?
no, it was a long time coming. Actually, when I was in college, I worked at the student newspaper, and one day we were all sitting around talking about what would someday be our dream jobs. And, people were talking about Wall Street Journal and New York Times. And I made the joke that, nope, I was going to move to Hollywood and write about porn.
Did you
Never,
really say
yeah.
that?
And it wasn't a real career goal. It was just a joke at the time. Well, I worked for newspapers and magazines. I've worked in Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Texas. I was in Northern California. And when I found myself in Northern California, I found myself a very liberal person in a very red area of California. So I decided I needed to find another job and to find a way to move down to LA. So I started looking for jobs, and there was a job posting for an editor in Chatsworth. And most people, the only reason they know Chatsworth, California is because it has been dubbed the porn capital of the world.
Literally, it is.
Yeah.
I've shot a lot of porn in Chatsworth.
Yeah. So I clicked on it, and here, sure enough, they were looking for someone at AVN. And I was like, it's a sign. So I applied, and 2 weeks and 2 interviews later, I was packing up and heading down, moving to LA to come work for AVN. And that was 12 and a half years ago.
How was it transitioning from writing about like normal day-to-day current events to writing about porn? Like, how did you have, was it an adjustment period? Did people have to teach you how to review? Like, did you have to learn like what you're reviewing?
No. Well, the hardest part was learning the companies, the manufacturers, and things like that. I was aware of sex toys, but I wasn't aware of, materials and things like that. So it was pretty easy to pick up. But I had been an entertainment editor in a previous career too. So writing reviews, that was nothing new to me.
Right.
Honestly, the biggest change is majority of my career, I had been a cops and courts reporter. So honestly, yeah, I covered shootings, I covered drug deals, I covered homicides, I covered domestic violence incidents. Honestly, it was a really nice change of pace.
I believe it.
From writing about, dead bodies and criminals to writing about,
genitals.
Sex. Yeah, genitals and orgasms. I'm like, okay,
love it.
I can do this. So,
oh my god.
So yeah, it was a really nice kind of career change. Nice, and like I said, free sex toys. So you can't beat that.
All right. Speaking of sex toys, if you're allowed to answer this question,
Okay.
what is a product that you've reviewed recently that you recommend? Are you allowed to speak on that?
Yes, I have. Actually, there's a few, and there's some classics too.
Absolutely, tell us both. I
Yeah,
need to know.
I was gonna say. Well, I don't always have the right equipment. So my husband, he's known as the guinea penis.
Oh, so okay, so your husband tests the male products. Okay, I should have asked that. Why didn't I write that down?
Yeah. Instead of being the guinea pig, he's the guinea penis. So,
guinea pig. Love that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Classic items for men are always going to be Fleshlight.
Yes.
And they actually just came out with a brand new version. It's they call it Sex in a Can, and they paired up with Four Loko.
I saw that, and I didn't know it was true, but here you're hearing it here first, folks.
Yes.
That there is a Fleshlight that's partnering with Four Loko. And can you explain the design? Like, it's same thing, Fleshlight, right?
It looks like a can. One of those like can safes that you would get. That's
like to put your money in and stuff.
You open that though, you take the lid off, and it's this sleeve of a masturbator sitting in there. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, Fleshlight's always going to be good. Aneros products for prostate stimulation, and don't knock it until you've tried it, boys.
No, absolutely.
So,
say it louder. Say that one more time. Don't knock it till you try it. It's okay to do anal if you're a man. It is okay. Yes. Your G-spot is in your asshole. Accept it.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
And I'll tell you what, extreme orgasms for men.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. It's a real thing. For women, some of the classics are always going to be the magic wand. I mean,
Tataji's. Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite.
It's 50 years old this year. It's a classic for a reason. You cannot go wrong with that.
50 years of the magic wand.
Yes.
Incredible.
So that's good. And then we have a lot of new products that are coming out. They're relying on using air, puffs of air for stimulation. So there's the womanizer.
I'm
is
intrigued.
One, and Satisfier is another brand that it basically it almost looks like a little kind of a plastic volcano that goes over the clitoris, and then it's just little puffs of air like that.
No way.
Oh yeah, it's majorly intense orgasms too. So
All right. Well,
so
I'm going to
yeah,
have to try this later.
yeah. And then you
Heading
can
to the
never
store right
ever
now.
ever go wrong with a classic vibrator.
No,
So, you know,
100%.
yeah. So
Wow. I've learned so much today that I think I need to stop at like the Lion's Den or whatever and find that volcano thing.
yes, satisfy
Let,
your
let me be your
womanizer.
your junior product tester.
So,
I'm always looking for something new. All right, Sherry, I so much appreciate you coming on and talking to us about sex toys. And is there anything else you would like to add? Is there somewhere we can follow you, find your reviews, anything?
yeah, you can always everything that I write you can find on avn.com. It's A Apple V Victor and Nancy.com. On Twitter, I'm at AVN Share SHER. So I'm pretty easy to find. And you can always come see me every January at the AVN Awards.
And I will be there, Sherry. We'll have to meet in person.
I was just say, come find me. I'm usually at the front of the red carpet yelling at everybody. So
I love that. Favorite part of AVN is the red carpet.
yes.
All right, Sherry, thank you very much for being a guest on Sex with Michele James, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.